Well, hello. Welcome back to another XU.NET live stream. Today we are, of course, going to review discussions, issues, and pull requests. It's been a couple weeks since we got together. Last time was live coding. I don't recall that I did issue review, so it's probably been a few weeks since we've done issue review. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it. And we will start with discussions. And looks like, based on coloring, this is the last place I was. So let's go ahead and pop each one of these into a tab and get going. Okay. Diagnostic messages not showing up in VS or ReSharper. Trying to get iMessage sync into my test fixture, but the messages are not showing up in output. I have this. Okay. Now it's being loaded because method display options take effect. It shows up when I run .NET Test, but is not shown in either VS Test Explorer or ReSharper Test Runner using .NET 5, XU 241, XU Runner Visual Studio 243. Hal Heisler says, "Hi, Brad." Hello, Hal. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Okay, I figured out there's a window in ReSharper that shows the output. I wonder if there's a way to make it show in the test output. There's a window where it shows up in ReSharper, but I want to make it show up in the test output. I don't. There's much we can do here about where VS or ReSharper chooses to show these messages. As we don't control that UI. This should probably become feature requests for either or both of them. All right. That's that one. All right. Next, use member data in a string at the parameter level. Anybody know if it's possible to use another data type along with member data? I have parameterized tests which are working, but I have since need to add a test initializer method within each test. You need to be able to use member data the same way as inline data. Currently, this is my setup and works perfectly. I have a list of objects returning each object. Okay, so member data twice on the same thing is weird. Int ID, theory wrapper, page filters, filter params. I do, however, need to be able to add a string at the test parameter level to allow some other things to work. Any idea how this works? This behavior is actually already available. You need to convert filter types to a method, and then the parameters that you are passing user 1, user 2 will be passed as arguments to the method. Example. All right, we want this to look like public static high enumerable object array. Filter types, string username, generate data based on the username parameter. And that is the answer to that. Okay, moving on. Why only Boolean asserts have user message parameters? We can answer this one by linking here, I think. No, actually we don't. This page does or does not. All right. So this is just setup and teardown. I thought we had something in here about maybe it's in the comparison page. What is this? Oh, yeah, that's in this test. Oh, yeah, okay. This is where all the data comes from. So, it's not here. Isn't that weird? Why are you my homepage? Oh my god. How about custom? How about no sidebar? How about no background? How about no quick links? How about no search bar? Where's no search bar? You know I'm not going to use Bing. You're just going to have to get over it. All right. Oh god, nobody wants to know what the trending searches are. xunit.net, why no messages? Nothing really obvious here, although this might have some language in here. Lack of assert.fail actually is not true anymore. We did implement assert.fail. Pretty sure. All right. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. We make vague mention of it here. Helps us most. I could not find a blog post talking about why. Okay, well, apparently this is what I want to point this person to. We're a believer in self-documenting code. If you cannot read the assertion and understand what you're asserting and why, then the code needs to be clear. Assertions with messages are like giving up on clear code in favor of comments, which is with all the requisite danger. If you change the assert enough, the message will lead you astray. That's part of V2's NuGet package. Assert class is partial. You can have whatever you want. There you go. That's good enough. We'll just send them a link to that. Theory data get wrong. Get wrong, get wrong. Sorry. Got this song going through my head now. Okay, I have experimented using theory data. Here's the theory data. Storing daytime offset, HP status code. Sure. That all looks good. The issue is some of the daytime offset used are not currently, will not be the current UTC now, but the UTC now of 15 minutes ago. I think it's because it's been serialized. That is correct. Your understanding is correct. Now here, I want to go back here because we definitely talk about data stability, theory data stability. Let's see. So, recently received a tweet wondering why daytime.now doesn't run in Visual Studio. Most of the test shows run. This blah blah blah. Discovery versus execution of Visual Studio Test Runner. Blah blah blah. We talk about theory data stability in the context of Visual Studio here. You don't say you're using Visual Studio. It's the only one that uses the serialized test case system. So I'm guessing you are. If you need data that is always fresh and never serialized, you should disable theory data pre-enumeration in that particular test. What you lose is the ability to run an individual data row in the VSUI. You'll have to run the whole test case. just add, what was it, disable pre-enumeration. Let's go look at XUnit v2. Member data attribute base. Wow, okay, giant output window, go away. Disable discovery enumeration. Disable, why am I not pasting this? It's true. To your member data attribute. There you go. Okay, building. Following instructions and have the necessary schema. However, when I run build, I get compilation errors such as the file --check does not appear to be a valid project or solution file. Looks like this is running the wrong version of .NET format. Should be calling .NET format as source, right? Build, analyze, source. I don't remember when I fixed that. This is fixed on main. Make sure you have the latest commits on main. Okay, there's that. And our tsport XUnit APIs have been updated within our T annotations fully because if I do assert not analyzer still showing me a warning, compile team thinks is that an XUnit side. Yes. These are available in the 242 pre-release builds on NuGet, as well as the V3 builds on Light. Actually, when did I do that? .242 build on NuGet. Let's go take a look at the actions. Let's go take a look at NuGet real quick. Packages, XUnit, yeah, that's fine. So pre-12. All right, and then go look at actions. Where was pre-12 builds? So this would be the V2 builds, right? So backport assertion library from V3 resulted in pre-12. Yep. 2.2 pre-12 on NuGet. Except, of course, I want XUnit and XUnit assert. There you go, Siger. Okay, next. iTest output helper for collection fixture. Okay. Where's my log file? No, that isn't a fix. So you want a message sync in your test fixture. All right. Let's go to repro. You're 2391, huh? Nectar XUnit 2391. Nope. Well, nope. XUnit. Okay, apparently, yeah. Good times. All right, .NET new XUnit. Close that. Let's csproj this. So you're 242 pre-12. I don't need this. And you're 16 star. That's literally how we should ship it. And that doesn't matter. Everybody's going to restore, right? Okay. So, what does this look like? Go away, snipping tool. All right, so you want, all right, so no actual sample code. So you want a fixture, you want iMessage sync in a fixture. Okay. So let's make my fixture. All right, my fixture. And you want an iMessage sync diagnostic message sync. I feel like I should there is like a zoom setting in this thing, right? Zoom. Yeah, I could swear there was like a zoom. Ah, there it is. Thought there was. That's better. Okay. So we've got diagnostic message sync, diagnostic message sync. So we're going to go ahead and grab that into a parameter. And then we will say diagnostic message sync on message, new diagnostic message. Hello from the CTOR. All right, we'll also implement iDisposable. All right, and we'll do hello from dispose. Okay, what are you upset about? Declare fixtures in a namespace? No. How about I don't? How about I really don't? All right, so you're going to have an iClass fixture of my fixture. All right. You're going to take my fixture. All right. You're going to assign as a field. And then we'll just do that in the test. repro, xunit 2391, .NET test. Okay. So the question was, where do we get this stuff to show up? So this is going to be, we'll grab this for our xunit runner JSON. Xunit runner JSON. We also need to make sure that we do the bit that makes sure that this file gets copied. Right, so we need this. And I suppose we need to be in actual Visual Studio at some point. Okay, whatever. Okay, so the xunit runner JSON is diagnostic messages aplenty. .NET test. Okay, so they're there. All right, so there's our diagnostic messages. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Visual Studio. All right. .NET new SLN. SLN add dot. Sure. And we go here. We build everybody. We go to Test Explorer. Your license will expire in 8 days. No, it won't. That just means Visual Studio is launching on November 8th. So if my license expires in 8 days, that's okay. Because in 2 days, we'll have an RTM. Run all these tests. Did you or did you not run all these tests? Looks to me like, oh, I have to click something in order to run. Okay, so output from tests. That's where it lives. So this is really what the problem is, right? Which is, if I were to then output wire, there you go. So then I will open, go away, open the fixture. Let's see, we can scroll this down here, right? We can scroll, we can put that right there. And then that's right there. Good enough. Screen snip. New. Okay. So the first half of this then is, where is that window? There it is. Okay. So diagnostic messages inside Visual Studio show up in the tests tab of the output window. All right. There you go. There's that. Okay. They will show up on the console in .NET test. .NET test. Yeah, you're already open. Just need another one. And you. Note that we do not control where these messages show up. That UI is controlled by Visual Studio and .NET Test. If you're still not seeing the output, make sure you see your XUnit runner JSON in the output folder and have set the requires setting the item group as mentioned in configuration files. I think that'll self-link itself, but so I should be able to say cat csproj dir bin debug net50 star.json. All right, then we'll take one more screenshot. And in both of these cases, what we'll do is make sure you did this so that you can see this. By the way, I just want to say, those are like literally the best circles that I've ever drawn with a mouse. Or ovals, or whatever you want to call them. Okay. So that's where it shows up in Visual Studio. All right, that's where it shows up in .NET Test. And there's configuration files. Yep, there's no other thing I can do here. Like I don't know what else is wrong if it doesn't show up. Trying to look through abstractions XUnit with VS 2019. Just try to open the solution file XUnit abstraction. The solution itself opened up alright, but the only project references will not open. It automatically produces an HTML file upgrade log, which indicates you need to run down and migrate. Okay. A better way to look through the XUnit abstractions code should I file a bug. I will update project file appropriately. Thanks for bringing this to my attention. How about this? I have updated the project file appropriately, and then you and I will do it together. Dev XUnit. Abstractions. Okay, this is what? The heck just happened here? .NET version. Could not execute because the application is not found. Oh, yeah, look at that. Compatible installed .NET SDK for global SDK 1.1.100 preview 2 was not found. Okay. Well, this is an interesting weirdness associated with my prompt. Okay. Let's cat global JSON. Let's del global JSON. Actually, let's copy XUnit's global JSON. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, let's do this in code first. Visual Studio always tries to do things I don't want. Okay, so this is not... Yeah, that's interesting. This is, wow, way out of date. An xproj file. Yeah. Okay, so we need to get rid of the xproj file and get a csproj file in here. You are... What's weird is what I don't see here is anything like the version of Visual Studio, or the version of .NET. Since it's an Xproj, that probably means it's... Okay. So let's go make a new file here. XUnit abstractions csproj, right? Your project. Let's go steal a csproj from somewhere. Like that repro we just had. Let's go steal your csproj. Yeah, like that. Okay. We're going to put you over here to the side. Okay, so your target frameworks are going to be Net 35 and Net Standard 1.0. Some collections. All right, well, we'll worry about that in a minute. The Xproj can go away. There's nothing in the Xproj that matters, right? Just root namespaces, output paths, whatever. Schema versions, whatever. Microsoft.NET targets. Okay, so there's nothing in there that matters. You certainly don't want all these package references. We don't need that either. I guess at the moment we'll start there. See what happens. Okay, so just a reference to that as the Xproj. All right, so del the solution file, .NET new SLN, .NET SLN add source XUnit abstractions. So you're just called abstractions. Let's fix that. Abstractions with XUnit abstractions. Sure. Not entirely, though. Like, I don't really... Oh, Visual Studio you can close. And you guys should be pinned anyway. All right. I'm not a huge fan of all this stuff. x64, x86. All right. First of all, can we restore? Can we build? Reference assemblies for .NET Framework version 3.5 were not found. To resolve this, install the developer pack. All right, so there is a way to do this without having the developer pack installed. So this would be an XUnit source. Is it here? Build props. I think it's here. Yeah, this. So we'll take this over here to our csproj. So here's a good question. So restore works, data build works, duplicate system reflection, assembly, company, attribute. So that's going to be because we have these defined elsewhere. Let me open the builds and the props. Console, you can be a little bit smaller. The targets. Oh, kind of thought it was up here somewhere. Oh, right, this build. Right. This is the old build system. So how do we do this in the old build system? Let's go look in V2. Right, that's what I was looking for. These. How about build now? System reflection, assembly, company, attribute. It would help if I save the CS prod before I run the command. Okay, so we got a command line build. That's a good sign, right? Let's go ahead and close this up. Let's try and open this in Visual Studio. We can build in Visual Studio. We can see all the source in Visual Studio. Okay. That should be it. .NET format. I'm reluctant to do that because that feels a little scary. I'll just come in here and change this to character line feed. Okay. Allow project to be opened in modern versions of Visual Studio. Go ahead and commit that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open another one of these. I'm going to execute abstractions, and this time we'll open it in VS 2019, since that was the original question. Make sure it's openable in Visual Studio 19, and presumably buildable. So it built. We can see the source. That's really all this person needed. Okay. We'll go ahead and push that. We'll go grab a link to it. GitHub, XUnit, abstractions. Copy this link. All right. Delete the xproj, update the solution file. That's all we need. Okay. Discussions are feeling done. Excellent. Moving on. Issues. Okay, everything on this page that doesn't have, let's see, I think this blue line, I think the blue line means it's something I haven't looked at. I think that's what it means. We'll start there and go up. We'll take a look at some of these. All right, how to reproduce. .NET is not exported. Is your bug with .NET Execute or with Execute console? It's the console runner. We execute Jenkins on the following. Oh, this is me. Okay, so yeah, so this is really, like the console runner, they're using the console runner. Jenkins thinks that it can cancel any process by hitting Control-C on its console, which I argue is incorrect behavior. So there's nothing more for me to do here, especially since the last issue post said, hey, I don't have access to the code anymore. C#8 would be possible to find behaviors interfaces. Okay, so I think what I said was I would look into this. I also think something similar happens if you have an inheritance chain is greater than 1. Can't see tests from the middle parent class in Test Explorer and VS. I only see them from the base test class itself. Well, that sounds like a Visual Studio bug. All right, so I said I would look at this. I will look at this, but not now. Run utility support of test discovery and test assembly. 2 CS projects in 1 test project, and okay, try and run DLL. Okay, now if I understand correctly, the test project is in a different app domain from the Exchange Runner project. Thus, I need to load it in my test. After I did this and tried to run the test DLL, Exchange Runner could not discover any tests. What needs? I don't. Sorry. I'm going to need more information about what you're trying to do. In particular, a repro case would be useful here to help me understand what's going wrong. I just don't, from the English, I don't know. So we'll put waiting for repro on there. Submarine task completion source throw dispose exception. Right. I think it should be some race condition problem in X unit. So works manual reset does not work with tasks. Use manual reset. The race condition is introduced by you using tins. Okay, the race condition is introduced by you using tasks, which introduces parallelism, multi-threading, with a problem. Combined with the fact that our reporting of on execution complete does not mean the engine is idle. Just a notification that we've finished running the tests, but not necessarily finished cleaning up. We must wait for idle for disposing the engine. And with parallelism we've introduced, without you introducing parallelism, in effect, the engine will be idle after the event has been reported. With parallelism you've introduced, it's your responsibility to spin and wait for the engine to become idle. Or just use the event instead of the task and avoid needing to do that. I don't know how many ways I can say this, but this is probably going to be the last time. Okay. Integration TeamCity sometimes does not work correctly. Okay. TeamCity service messages are misused for flows. Okay, so this is escaping mail. So see this sample, see this page, see this sample. I'm going to have a few questions. Where's better to fix it? I found several branches, V2 and V3. So really needed to combine tests into collections. Possibly use NuGet dependencies to send TeamCity service messages. V2 for a fix for 242. Main for a fix for V3. So both. I'm not sure what you mean here by combine tests into collections. Is this a question about Team City reporting or about the architecture of XUnit.net itself? No. If we take a dependency and load our version before the tests get a chance to choose what version they want, and there is a conflict, our version always wins. So to avoid this problem, we take no dependencies at all. Do we want to stop publishing TeamCity service messages because users could use TeamCity Adapter for any test engines and TeamCity automatically these service messages are not used with .NET Test, so the question isn't relevant for the .NET runner. You are welcome to use TeamCity Adapter for .NET Test and avoid our console runner entirely, if that suits your needs best. All right, that's the answer to that one. Label-wise, we're going to put this on the reporters. Put this on help wanted, 2x and 3L, and then bug. Looks good. Test console is capturing console out. When running test console out, sometimes shows and sometimes does not. Well, where XUnit 2.0 stopped capturing console out, XUnit is supposed to be interfering with output in any way. However, I've done quick comparison things and I've come up with the following. Yes, no, what? This at least suggests that IDEs VS Test do support console out and something's being done in XUnit that can be responsible. Oh, that's okay. We will offer an optional ability to capture standard out, standard error, trace, debug in v3, but there are no plans to change this in v2. Okay. Type inference gets confused when one parameter is null. Yeah, this is broken. Trying to get my machine set up, actually run this, but I think the following will work and resolve generic. Okay, so this is just someone trying to help me out. So yes, this is already an issue that we knew about. Okay. Do I have an issue for So, you know, I thought I did have something with standard out. No. Some comments, capturing. There we go. There it is. There we go. Console trace debugger capture support. I guess I'll put a title on that, huh? What in the world did I want all of that? Okay. All right, so that's it for issues. Oh, right. I wanted to... I think I'm going to mark this as a duplicate. Duplicate. Okay. Better. All right, PRs. Fix 2410, fix build. What's going on here? This is 2410. So what's 2410? Yeah, this is wrong. Don't. Not clear. Fix nullability errors accessing reflection type let exception types. I have no idea why you think this has anything to do with that. When loading the solution in 2022, get the following while building. Yeah, I don't understand that. Okay, so this is dev. We'll open this in Visual Studio. Yeah, I don't see any of that. We'll do a clean and then another build. See, as for the nullable part of your item, I don't see that here. So I'm not sure why you're having build issues. Maybe your submodules are out of date. Get submodule update. Every time you pull or change branches, or you can enable this behavior on pull by default with what is it? It's pull. No. Submodule. Submodule recurs. That's it, huh? Module. No, I guess you can't. Thought you could. Okay. Oh, I wanted to put that as a reply, not as a new thing. Reply. Cancel. Yes, I get it. Delete. I get it. Okay. What's weird is like this build. Reflection assembly info? Telling me I'm out of date. I don't understand how you could say I'm out of date on some of this stuff. Let's do something really ridiculous. Go ahead and close that. And close that. Here's the really ridiculous thing we're going to do. There you go. Get rid of my NuGet cache. It's going to take a moment. Need to recreate anything? No. Okay, good. Git clean. Build. Let's see. Maybe I have a package that's out of date, and I don't know it. Your store is going to be slow. As we download the world again. Yeah, I don't see what the problem is. All right, well, I'm going to leave that PR alone because, yeah, everything else here is old. Assert PR. Add assert distinct. Sometimes opening server PR for unit tests, typically how you do that. Hello, sorry for another delay. I was surprisingly forgot about this randomly 2 years later. Do you mean next unit repository? I just tried to do unfortunately something and a unit test running is constantly failing with some weird glitches. Now couldn't find a misbuild in the path. Please run the build from a developer command prompt. Also, the build script refuses to rebuild the project unless I do get clean XDF. Sometimes I got it running. But it says running on .NET 64-bit. I thought they skipped version 4. Yeah, well. How about Linux don't have easy access to a Windows build machine? Alright, I'm not implementing exceptions. I regularly use Linux for building. Our PR runs all tests on Linux, Windows, and Mac OS. And our CI builds, which make the final packages, also runs on Linux. So we definitely know it runs on Linux. As for this, that's the version number that they give us programmatically. We make no attempt to translate that into the user-facing version number. .NET Core 4.6.30321. It doesn't look like there's an easy translation anywhere. You're on Linux with Mono installed, you're good to go. If you're on Windows, you need to be running from a command prompt, CMD, or PowerShell. That includes the Visual Studio tooling on the path. The simplest way to do this is to launch developer command prompt, Okay, how about now? That looks good. Yeah, that's weird. Whenever my CPU spike hit, must have been something to do with the microphone. I don't know what. Anyway, thanks for pointing it out. All right, so if we do get command ms build, then we'll put VS 2019 on the prompt, and then we'll do get command ms build. Actually, we'll do this twice. We don't need to show the command that I run, because that's the command I run, and nobody else could run that command. Here is without it. And here is with it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the problem is I don't really know what the other issues are. Like, why do you constantly get clean XDF? I don't know. Why do you get non-implemented exceptions? I don't know. This could be, you know, old code. I don't know. It's a tough one. All right, so that was assert PRs. Analyzer PRs, looks like we have none of. Okay. Well, all right, that looks like it's going to be it for today then. I think we got everything. Answered and everything done. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. Hope that was helpful. Make sure to open discussions, issues, and PRs for all your favorite stuff, and then watch me say yes or no on stream. Most exciting thing in the day? No, probably not. I mean, it's 1 p.m. on a Saturday. What else are you gonna do? Hopefully, I'd be outside if it wasn't raining. But it's Seattle. It's always raining. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time.